See, here I find myself again back at resisting the lies. I tried to do this vid a couple of nights ago, but I just thought, nah, I'll leave it to another time. And this is that other time. When I initially saw the video, I had put the response, he was using NLP, watch his hands, as everything he wants to promote, his hands move right. Everything negative, his hands move left. I should have actually adapted that to say his right, his left, blah, blah, blah. I should also have pointed out what's the seen as slightly more neutral while he's talking. Now, I'll be making no sense to most people, but under fair use, even when I looked at the initial interaction, I wanted to do a vid on that alone, but sometimes it's better just keeping it, more simplified, I think. Anyway, with that in mind and under fair use, let me play the following.
Achieved in the general election. I'm joined now by the party's Westminster leader, Stephen Flynn. Good morning, Mr. Flynn.
Now watch his hands, his arms, his hands, as he talks, and let's carry on.
Good morning, Sir Trevor. How are you?
So, the right hand goes up. Good morning, Sir Trevor.
I'm very well, thank you. No titles necessary here, unless accompanied with by a horse.
Bit cringy, but
is it actually
from both of them? Let's be honest. He's probably embarrassed that he said that. Yeah, it's fair.
Your position that if you win a majority of seats at Westminster in Scotland, you regard that as a mandate for another independence referendum?
Now, watch his hands. Everything positive is the right hand or moves to the right.
Well, of course, what tends to happen in elections...
So the first thing he does is he wants to show you, this is NLP, he wants to show you that he's open and honest, so the hands go out.
As we all know, is that the party who wins an election...
So his right hand goes up, who wins, so that's the positive, the right hand.
Is able to push through and push forward with it.
So again, the right hand, push through, push forward, all positive things.
It's manifesto commitments. That's something that whoever becomes...
Again, he reminds you he's being open and honest, and then he starts to go to the left.
Prime Minister will seek to do...
Because let's face it, no matter who gets in, blah, 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 there's a lot of negativity perceived about a Prime Minister.
In a Scottish context, that's what we would seek to do.
So, with his arm, he's gesturing back to the right. And also, by the way, the Sky News is not helping me because, and it's no mistake that that's like the height it is, because you're missing a lot of the detail. But that's why they've got editors. Anyway.
If we were to win the election here in Scotland. So, of course, that's very much the case. But this election is about...
Back to the right. Focus on the right hand.
So much more.
So much more. Another positive.
Just independence. It's about making sure that we have people...
Move to the right. The right people. Everything, remember, so far, to the right, has been positive. And it started off with win, remember?
Westminster, who put Scotland first. Who make sure that we have policies to...
So, we're pushing to the right and emphasising with the right hand.
Deal with the cost of living crisis, that we have policies in place to reject austerity, and that we have policies in place to protect our NHS and grow the economy.
Now he's going for the neutral, the middle, and then to the left. Watch this.
Afraid that the policies of the Labour Party and the
Labour Party,
Conservative Party...
So what he's doing there is in degrees of what he wouldn't like.
Labour Party and the Conservative Party fail Scotland in that regard.
Excuse me, tickly throat.
The economy. I'm afraid that the policies of...
So I'm afraid,
the
neutral,
Labour Party,
Labour, slightly to the left.
In the Conservative Party fail.
So because we've already established that the right hand, the gestures, and his right, pushing to his right, is the positives. And this is all neuro-linguistic programming he is using, NLP. So we've gone to the neutral, Labour's there, Conservatives there.
And grow the economy. I'm afraid that the policies of the Labour Party and the Conservative Party fail Scotland in that regard.
So Labour, Conservative, then the right hand goes up to, well, you trust that right hand.
Ambitions are too narrow. They don't want to talk about membership.
Back to pushing both hands to the right.
Of the single market. They don't want to talk about the net zero gold rush that is coming.
Honestly, neuro-linguistic programming, a shameless, soulless amount of lying going on here.
Of course, neither of them want to talk about the necessity for migration. Indeed, just yesterday, Keir Starmer
Both hands out. You can trust him.
Echoed the sentiments of Rishi Sunak on that, despite the damage it would do to our NHS.
And then he starts fucking about, doesn't he? But you see what I'm trying to say.
And despite the damage it would, of course, do to our wider economy.
Before we get onto that, can I just get you to define this word winning a little bit more closely? If you were to get a majority of Scottish Westminster seats, that might be 30. That means you'd have lost more than 20 of the seats you currently hold. How is that winning?
Because, of course, if you win
Back to, hey, you can trust me, I'm open and honest.
the most seats,
The most seats. Back to the right hand, the most seats. I mean, I'm not saying he's brilliant at it, yeah? Or people could say, Scar, you're looking way too deep into this. Really? I could have cut the vid a lot shorter and you'd have had much less doubt. I think at some stage he starts, well, fucking up, basically. But then he focuses again and, it's back to the focus on the right hand, positivity.
A majority of Scottish Westminster seats, that might be 30. That means you'd have lost more than 20 of the seats you currently hold. How is that winning?
Because, of course, if you
I'm open and honest, both hands moving out the way.
you win the most seats
Back to the focus on the right hand, the most seats.
in an election, then you have been given
Focusing yet again on the right.
a democratic
It would be a pretty
right by the
big
public
slap in
to
the
put into
face
place your
if you
policies.
lost
See,
20 seats.
seriously, if a fucking car salesman came anywhere near me with this pish.
But of course, you're seeking to preempt the election. I'm very confident that right across
Back again.
Scotland, we will
Confident.
be in a position, a rightful
Right.
position.
I'm
Right
not
hand,
looking
right
at
hand,
it.
right
You're
hand.
the ones who'll be saying that you'll take a position if you win a majority of the seats. I'm just asking you, how is that winning?
Back again. Hey, look, I'm open and honest. Hands it. Both going out the way.
Indeed, that's the basic premise of a democratic election. The party that wins the majority of seats,
You see where I'm going.
so therefore gets to put in place its manifesto. But I want to win seats right across Scotland. I want to make sure that we retain the seats that we have and to gain some seats like the Conservatives in Scotland, because it's the SNP who are best placed to beat the Conservatives in all the seats that they currently hold. So my ambitions are greater than simply winning a majority of seats in Scotland. I want to see us.
Look, I could have done a better job, but you know what? I'm not doing it again. Not this vid, anyway. Your thoughts, your thumbs up, your shares. And if you like what I do, support the channel, and I'll speak to you soon. Tell me that wasn't a tough one.